he had cancer. He spent some time in one of those big university hospitals. And he continued to tell the story, and then he actually looked pretty good, I'm telling you. He didn't look much older than when he was in school. He actually looked pretty good. He had all his hair back because he talked about losing his hair. He looked really good. But as he continued to share the story, and every turn he'd interject about how he's unhappy with what's going on. And at that point, I did something. I do this from time to time. Some of you know, I stood up at the table, and I kind of leaned on the table and said, "Are you kidding me? Son, I spend my days talking to people who are dealing with disease, with cancer. I see people every week of every month, and sometimes several on a day's basis, when there are people who are laying their loved ones to rest. Some have lost children. Some have lost their loved ones. Some have just lost things in their life. And I bury people every year who die of cancer. Look at you. And oh, by the way, look at her. And you're not happy. Half the people here today, and I told them half the people in our church and in other circles of influence that I have, other friends that I have, listen, they would say that you were so fortunate because they're looking for some way to escape the suffering that they've gone through. They'd love to have their loved ones come back or just to have their life restored. And I shared about a couple of our people. One is a dear lady who you rarely get to see her here today because of a stroke that's made her unable to be here. And I said to him, I said, you are one of the fortunate ones. You have beaten the odds. You're here today. Now you're unhappy because things aren't perfect? You know what I told him next? Said you should be down on your knees every morning thanking God for all the blessings that you have. Because God has been good to you, and you shouldn't complain about it ever again. Then he broke a smile on his face. He took a breath. And he said, you know, you're right. I just left it there. How blessed we already are. How blessed you are. Yeah, but somebody's got it better. Well, somebody's got it worse too.
Yes, amen. That's true.
If only we could open our eyes to see what God has already done for us, we could realize that His compassions never fail.
That's true.
Then we'll all move to that next question. Oops. Okay, we jumped through the song here. Came up a little soon. That next question is, if I go the right here, I'll go the right way now. When will God give me what I need? Wait, when's God going to give you what you need? Okay. What?
God is all you need.
He already has.
He already has? How many of you woke up this morning, saw the light of day?
I can breathe.
How many of you came, right now you go, that was pretty good right there.
Yes.
I want to give a word of hope this morning to the fearful saints. God's mercies are new every morning. Now, the experience here, as I see it in history, the experience of the children of Israel in the Sinai wilderness illustrates this principle. Exodus chapter 16, we see a story there. The Israelites, they just crossed over the Red Sea. And after that great miracle, what did they do? They crossed over the Red Sea. What are they doing? They're not worshiping. They're not praising. They're mumbling, grumbling, and complaining. They were out in the middle of the desert saying, why did you bring us out here? At least we had food back in Egypt. Wait, here's what we're saying when we act like that. Who cares about the miracles? Uh-oh. We're going to starve to death. Who cares about those miracles that took place? And so Moses went to God. He said, God, I've got some trouble with your people. And God says, tell them to get ready because I'm about to provide for food for them. And so the Lord sent the children of Israel. What did he send them? Manna and some quail.
Yes.
The quail flew by night. In Numbers chapter 11, verse 31, we just read about that. It says that the birds were 3 feet deep on the ground in every direction. Talk about abundance. And the Jews found dew on the ground. And when the dew disappeared, they found waters, and they tasted. They found these wafers that tasted like crackers with honey. Maybe graham crackers. Anybody like graham crackers? They're kind of sweet. Manna. But God gave them some specific instructions. What did he say? Go out there, get as much as you need for yourself for today and for your family, but don't get any more than you need.
Yes.
Why? Well, he says, because if you get any more than you need, it's going to rot, and the maggot's going to infest your manna. Anybody who tried to hoard the extra amount of stuff, listen to what I'm saying about this. You try to hoard this extra stuff. Just to be clear, I'm not completely devoid of that. We've got some spring cleaning coming up, don't we, honey? Before you know it, listen. The great American custom. Have a garage, but don't have a place to put your car.
Yeah.
Why? Because I got my stuff in there. Anytime they tried to hoard this stuff, it just became worm infested and rotted. I mean, consider what this means. We never have to live on yesterday's blessing. That's what he's saying. You don't have to store up more. What's God saying? Listen, aren't you going to trust me that I'm going to feed? I fed you today. Aren't you going to trust me for tomorrow? Learning to lean, learning to lean, learning to lean on Jesus. Do you trust him for tomorrow? He got you here today. Are you trusting that he's going to get you through today and he's going to meet you tomorrow?
Yes, yes, yes. Amen.
We never have to live on yesterday's blessings. Matter of fact, don't dwell there. God's blessings are never early and they're never late. They're always what?
On time.
On time. Here's the deal. So today's mercies are for today's burdens. Tomorrow's mercies are for tomorrow's burdens. More history. In July 1945, shortly after leading Great Britain to victory in World War II, Winston Churchill suffered a shocking setback when his party was defeated at the polls, bringing his time as Prime Minister to an end. Hoping to console him, his wife Clementine suggested that his defeat was really a blessing in disguise. And his reply was, if so, it's very well disguised. Many of us, no doubt, feel the same way about our problems. We see trouble, but where's the blessing? Where am I going to get what I need? We wonder what will happen tomorrow. I've made it to today. I'm hoping to make it through today. What's going to happen tomorrow? Will our health hold up? Will we have a heart attack? Or maybe we'll suffer a sudden stroke in the middle of the night? Will we end up in a nursing home, wasted away in a hospital? What about our children? Will they serve the Lord? What will happen to them? Who will take care of us when we get old? Singles wonder if they'll ever marry. Married couples, they look at all the divorces and wonder, will they ever make it? We all have concerns about our jobs, about our choices, and we wonder where we will be in 10 years. Let's learn a lesson here. Right here in Lamentations 3:23. God's mercies come day by day. Amen. So when am I going to get what I need? You'll get what you need when? When you need it. You need it. Not earlier, not later.